Hey guys, it's Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a review and demo of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kits. So if you would like to see a demo and review of these products and see how I like to use them, then go ahead and keep on watching this video. So right now there are two glow kits out. There is That Glow and then there is Gleam. I have seen that there is a third one coming out. It has not been released yet. I saw the little display at my local Ulta, so that's kind of exciting. But these are the two OGs, so I'm going to show you guys the colors in both and tell you a little bit what I think about them. I love my highlights to be very bright, very noticeable, like flashlight glowing in the dark. I just love a very distinct, vivid highlight. So for me, I was kind of skeptical if this was going to live up to some of my other favorite highlighters. I've always loved the Balm's Mary Luminizer, and I do love this So Hollywood highlight from Anastasia. So I was curious if the kit versions were going to be quite as good or quite as shimmery and pretty as I like them to be, because I feel like sometimes in kits, things aren't as great as they could be by themselves, so I was really eager to test these out. These are powder highlights, but they have a nice creamy texture to them. I've found that they layer beautifully. You will see in the demo when I show how I apply them that I like to apply them in a variety of ways. I like to use my fingers sometimes. I like to use a brush. The Anastasia 23 brush is my favorite to use with that, and I wet it with a little bit of Fix Plus sometimes to make it a little more vivid. Another great trick, because powder highlights can amplify texture a little bit, because powder always amplifies textures more than a cream or a liquid would. A great trick is to use a beauty blender to kind of press it into the skin after you get it applied, just to kind of take out any extra texture magnification, make it look a little bit smoother, and help it melt into your other makeup. Another great trick is to use Fix Plus at the end to just spray it all over your face like you normally would to set your makeup. It's going to make all the powders sit nicer on top of each other and kind of blend together and just sit and have a nice finished natural look. So you're not going to see powder sitting in one area more so than other areas. So that's a great trick to remember for a lot of things if you're layering powders. So first I will show you guys the Gleam kit. This one comes in this silver package. When you open it, these are more of your pink cool toned shades. So if you like a very what's not Mary Luminizer? Betty Luminizer? No, Cindy Luminizer. Cindy Luminizer is the Balm's pink. So some of these are very similar to those. I would say Starburst is probably the most similar, but it's those nice pinky, cool toned, perfect on people with really fair complexions, because sometimes if you get something too gold, it can have an orange or a yellow cast on your skin. My favorite in this palette is the Crushed Pearl, which is what I have on today and is what you will see in the demo. But I will swatch these a little bit for you guys just so you can see. First, we'll do Hard Candy. So you can see Hard Candy is kind of a pink iridescent highlight. Mimosa, which is on the second finger, which is more of like a peachy highlight, like a peachy pink, which is really pretty. Starburst is going to be on my ring finger here, which this is a very, very pretty iridescent light pink. That one is gorgeous. And then my personal fave is Crushed Pearl, which is what I'm wearing right now, which is a very, very light toned silvery pink. That is what I have on today, and I absolutely love Crushed Pearl. That is probably my favorite in this palette. So the second kit is That Glow, which is in the pink package. This kit is more of your gold warm toned highlights. So it's going to be a little more bronzy, a little more golden, perfect for people with a little bit of color to their skin, perfect for summertime. Some of the lighter shades I can still use because I am pretty fair, but like golden bronze will probably never go on my face, let's be honest, because I don't think I will ever be tan enough for that one. So I will swatch this one out for you next. Sunburst, which is a very like yellowy gold highlight, but it's very reflective, so that's really pretty. Next is the Golden Bronze, which will probably never go on my face because I will never be dark enough for it, but it's a very pretty dark gold with like bronze undertones to it, so this would be really, really pretty on darker complexions. Next is Bubbly, which this is another one of my favorites, right here on the ring finger. So this I found is kind of close to my Mary Luminizer. It's a very pretty gold champagne toned highlight, and then dripping in gold here is on my pinky. It's pretty similar to Bubbly. I think it's just a tad bit lighter once you get it on. Another cool thing about highlighters that I feel like everyone forgets about and doesn't utilize, and they should because you get more use out of your product, is that you can totally use these as eyeshadows. They double as beautiful eyeshadows. They blend so softly. I actually have Bubbly on my lid and then Crushed Pearl on my inner corner today. They are the most gorgeous eyeshadows. Like, think of that shine and that glow on your face. You can use that on the lid for a beautiful lid, especially for bridal makeup. That is something I do a lot because it just gives a beautiful, pretty, glowing champagne or gold or soft pink that just really brightens up the eyes and just has a really pretty effect. So next you're going to see a demo of me applying the product. I will be applying Crushed Pearl from the Gleam Kit. So you will see the techniques I like to use, how it goes on, and the finished product, which is what I have on right now. So you will see the application techniques that I like to use and also how the product applies. I'm going to wrap things up before the demo starts though. These kits are great for personal use, and not only that, if you do any freelance makeup or if you're a makeup artist, these are so convenient to have in your kit. That is why I wanted these more than anything, because did I really need 8 new highlights for myself? Probably yes, but in a way, no, but I still would buy them anyways. But if you are like me and you do makeup on location and you travel a lot, it is a lot easier to have 8 shades of highlight in 2 thin little packages like this to throw into your kit that are stackable than to have a bunch of loose containers in pockets and tucked in places and trying to depan them and put them in palettes. So this is way easier if you are a traveling makeup artist. I totally recommend you get these. It has made things a lot more convenient for me in my packing for jobs on a daily basis. Other than that, I don't really think I have anything else to say. You guys will see that demo of the products next. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel so you do not miss anything else. But until next time, I will see you guys later. Bye. So again, I'm going to be using the Gleam Kit and the color Crushed Pearl. I like to wet my brush with a little bit of Max Fix Plus just to make the color go on a little more foiled and a little bit more reflective to make our highlight a little bit brighter. You can see I'm just going to start packing that on my cheekbones. Now I get crazy out of control with my highlight. This is not how everyone does their highlight, but I went a little over the top just specifically for this video, but I normally do any day anyways. But you can see I'm just going to go on my nose, above my lip, and then I also love doing above the brow. It gives it kind of like a lifted look and a nice glow on the forehead. And then I'll also do my chin a tiny bit sometimes too. Now using a damp beauty blender is a trick I love. If you feel like you've layered a little too much or if it's too powdery, just use that to press it into the skin a tiny bit to blend. And you can see I like to layer a little bit more on top sometimes just to be even more glowing. Sometimes I'll even go with my fingers and blend to make sure there's no harsh lines between my contour and my highlight. Then I spritz everything with Fix Plus again, just to make sure the powder is all settled and just so our skin is nice and set. And now you will see the finished product. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.